All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our regular council meeting for Monday, March 3rd. This evening, in Daryl's absence, we have Mir Ali sitting in as interim CAO. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 6:30. Town of Elk Point respectfully acknowledges we are located on Treaty 6 territory, the traditional and ancestral lands of the First Nations and Métis people, and we honor their enduring traditions, wisdom, and cultural strength in our community. With that, we have a delegation joining us tonight. We have Brianne Greening, the president of the Elk Point District Chamber of Commerce. So welcome, Brianne. The floor is yours.
All right. So thank you guys so much for having me today. So I'm basically just here to kind of talk about our 2026 strategic vision and partnership summary from last year. So reviewing a year of success and outlining some initiatives that we will be pursuing over the next 12 months. So looking back at 2025, we had some impactful milestones. So Community Pride, we successfully achieved the 4 Blooms in the Communities in Bloom initiative. Also achieving the heart of the community being the volunteers. So that was something that they had awarded us as well with the 4 Blooms. So which was really nice. Tourism driver, we successfully leveraged local events to drive tourism. So including the 40th anniversary extravaganza, partnership in the annual chili cook-off, and the Elk Point Ultra 60K. So these events consistently put on by Elk Point, put Elk Point on the map and bring revenue to our local businesses. Youth in our future, investing in the next generation, remaining a priority. Last year, we awarded an annual post-secondary scholarship to support promising local students, primarily ones that were business oriented. So somebody that was looking to start a business, local entrepreneur in the community in the coming years. Any of the ones that we reviewed, we reviewed them to see the ones that were looking to,
go down that path.
That's right. And finally, we actively promoted Elk Point on a regional level, representing our community at the Lakeland Regional Chamber. So I partnered with St. Paul, Cold Lake, Bonnyville, and we did an affiliation program. So where essentially you can have 50% off of the other region's fees, but still then have access to all of their information, anything that's going on in their communities, and they would essentially send you their chamber information if you signed up as an affiliated member. And so essentially just branching out the businesses and reaching out to provide more resources to our businesses. Also participating in the Go Ace promotion. So we've done the road trip for many, many years. We have actually selected a new location for this year. So excited to see how that can bring more revenue to those businesses and to the community. As we look forward to the next year, we have the Hello Elk Point that we launched the digital recruitment campaign specifically targeting remote workers and families. That the aim is straightforward: to attract new families to our community, thereby expanding the local tax base and revitalizing our community. Links throughout Hello Elk Point go back to the Town of Elk Point website. So integrating in, the different partnerships that we have throughout the community, whether it be our hospitals, our businesses, our schools, anything that we have. So kind of a virtual, this is what we're about. Agricultural bridge, recognizing that Elk Point's economy is rooted in agriculture. So my plan for this year is to work with Excalibur and try to find a way to integrate our Main Street business with our farm gate economy. So strengthening the connection that we have to ensure that both sectors are surviving and thriving in the economy together. So trying to find a way to engage with our agriculture in the community as well, because they are also a vital part of our business community. Many businesses and farms are facing critical labor gaps. So to address this, one of our plans is to host a job fair this year to try to bridge the shortage and connect available talent with local employers. So that's slated for September is when we're hoping to do that. Modernization to ensure the chamber remains effective and responsive. We're working with the Alberta Chamber of Commerce to update our governance, and simultaneously we are going to be working to also launch a dedicated business support network to provide resources and connectivity for our members. So I would like to do essentially, and I'm kind of going based on some of the information that I'm pulling from St. Paul, I would like to do either a quarterly or bi-monthly, whatever is going to work best for our businesses, business support network meeting to bring in speakers, as well as just having those group meetings for collaboration and partnership, because there's things that going on in some businesses that can benefit other businesses, and vice versa. So we've seen some really strong stuff going on there. So I'd like to also incorporate that in our chamber as well. Small business support, a core focus is supporting our local entrepreneurs. We are going to be working on bringing a little bit more light to the chamber health benefit plan, so which provides accessible and affordable insurance to our small businesses, as well as our agricultural region. You know, some of them, they're paying different fees for insurances that maybe they can be provided with a better plan at a more cost-effective price. So it's a tangible benefit that strengthens our sustainability. Working on Communities in Bloom. We are in the second year of our 3-year plan. So for this year, one of the focuses, or some of the focuses that we wanted to take into consideration was launching a pollinator garden pilot, where we're attracting like different types of pollinators, whether it be bees, birds, just stuff to the area where it will benefit our gardens, our environment, and things like that. Working with the town with putting up new recycling bins. I know that's been some discussion about, you know, what does that look like? Because that was one key area when we got the evaluation back, where they were noticing that is maybe a little bit of a need for our community. We've got a lot of these beautiful areas, but not a lot of spaces to put recycling and stuff like that. We've got the garbage, which is great, but
you almost need to go hand in hand.
Some more recycling. I know that we are looking at collaborating on repairing the mural. So there was some concerns with just maybe adding a layer of sealant, something to protect it so that it can remain a point of interest for our community, because it is a beautiful mural that attracts those to the community. And then preparing for the years to come forward, you know, working towards that 5 Bloom evaluation, and where our community can, you know, just enjoy and be proud of the beauty and collaboration and everything that comes with it. So for right now, our executive team is myself. I represent ATV Financial. Our vice president is Jean Pachon from the co-op, Vicki Brooker from Great West Media, who serves as our secretary, Katie Dunning from Givens LLP. The team brings diverse expertise and a unified vision to work. And we are continuing to invite to the town council to the strong partnership that we have. And just happy to have the representation there at our regular monthly meetings. Our next AGM is actually this Thursday on March 26th at 6 p.m. And so we ended up having to reschedule it I'm pretty sure the reason that we ended up not having anybody was the weather, because that was in the thick of when we got all that wonderful snow. So I'm looking forward to having more presence there this week. And we also had some minor hiccups with the Northern Lights, which has been sorted out. So
One thing after another.
right, absolutely. So looking forward to a great year coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm welcoming any questions that you guys might have at this time.
Perfect.
No questions, just applaud you on your efforts.
How is your membership base? Like, is it a strong membership? Like, what are
Yeah, so from last year, I have already obtained 60% of the memberships paid from last year. So that seems to be going pretty strong. I am trying to find ways to expand the membership base. So I think we were probably sitting at about 57 members last year. So as I said, I'm kind of looking at ways to incorporate some of our agriculture community. I would also like to try to incorporate some of our small business, like our small home business, farmers markets, things like that into our membership base as well, because I think they all provide a lot of value. So we've got a lot of the larger businesses in the community as members, which is wonderful. But I think incorporating some of those small businesses will bring just another point of view to the things that we can accomplish.
Is there anything that the council or the town can do to help?
You know what? I think some of the things that we have going on right now. So I've been talking with Daryl and Morgan, and actually one of the pieces that I'm really excited for is the local link. I'm excited to partner with the town in that regard to just bring more awareness to some of the things that the businesses have going on in the community. And I think that will provide a valuable avenue of putting things out there for the businesses, like what are the businesses have been going on, things like that, and just highlighting some of those the benefits that are out there.
And I think for the people that are watching that are unaware, the town is going to be working with Chamber and the businesses doing what we call a local link, and it's going to be distributed amongst the businesses, the waiting rooms, every other month opposite the water bill. So you'll get a newsletter in the water bill, and then you'll get the local link the following month. So
May 1st, right? First stuff.
I believe so.
Are shooting for us. So.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure if I was supposed to let that cat out of the bag.
I think we've talked about it several times, so it's
Not a secret.
Yeah.
open.
Yes.
That's right. You didn't know.
And
About the agriculture bridge. That's Excalibur, if I can.
So Excalibur is actually the ones that offer the Chamber Health Program, but they actually offer a lot of other resources as well. And actually, so in being a business owner, so we have the business in St. Paul, and we did enroll in the Chamber Benefit Plan. And so they partner with a company called Arcora, who also offer different like a wide range of benefits, ranging from like business support, financial support, business coaching, as well as the insurance benefits. So they offer a wide variety of things that can be can enhance businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, but that'd be very interesting to see how that comes out. So.
Yeah.
And as far as the health benefits that the Chamber offers, do you need to be a small business to partake in that?
So you need to be a Chamber member.
Okay.
Is my understanding of what
And is that limited to,
I think it is limited to the businesses. It's not necessarily small business, yeah, but business, yes, yeah. So it can be one person running a business. So if you're a small home-based one-person individual, that absolutely qualifies. So you don't need to have more than one employee. You can just be one person on that plan. Yep.
does anybody else have any other questions or comments? No? All right. Well, thank you, Brianne, for joining us and enlightening us with your information, and good luck at the AGM. Okay. Right. So with that, can we get a motion to accept Brianne's presentation? All in favor? That is carried. Okay, agenda. Do we have any additions to the
I
agenda?
have one addition. That would be under committee minutes and reports, and that would be the riding arena.
That would be 11J.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I do notice that we have under new business 8A, the appointment of interim chief administrative officer. And under closed session is personnel. With that, any other additions? Yeah, with that, I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Wayne? All in favor? That is carried. Right, no public hearing. Moving on to approval of March 9th regular council meeting minutes. Did anybody note any errors?
See no errors.
No errors?
Right. Move the minutes as presented.
Okay. As presented. All in favor? That is carried. All right, no unfinished business, no bylaws and policies. All right, moving into new business. Get there. Empty. Okay. So due to some unforeseen circumstances, we will be looking at appointing an interim chief administrative officer, which will be Mir Ali. So do we just need a motion?
Motion to approve him.
I'll make a motion to approve Mir as the interim chief exec or administrative officer.
To appoint. Okay. All in favor? I was going to ask for comments, but that is carried. All right. Moving on to 8B, appoint District Chamber of Commerce presentation. That's not that one. Can I get a motion to receive as information, please? All in favor? That is carried. Okay, Regional Fire Area Committee, appoint Fire Department interim budget, operating budget, sorry. Does anybody have any?
Well, this, the budget that was presented, it was also presented to us back in the, before interim budget. So it's, I don't believe there's a lot of changes. But because we didn't meet, we just met as a fire board meeting. At the beginning of the month, we didn't have a chance to kind of ratify any new changes. So we're bringing it forward because our new our budget will be ratified here in April. So just kind of a last chance for the council to have a look at the numbers to see if there's any questions.
Okay. I think the only question, I probably asked it before too, is as far as revenue goes, the actual versus the projected versus the approved are very different. The actuals are very different.
And the date that we have for the actual is August.
Yes, so
31st.
do we know when do they receive?
That does come, most of the revenues that are brought forward is from the Alberta highways.
Yeah,
And that revenue does trickle through the county
yeah.
and then trickle through us. So again, this was not an updated one from the one we saw in November. But it's just kind of give light to what
Okay.
we can look at.
I'm assuming then that final quarter is when everything's kind of,
Yeah. I'm sure we can probably, I'm sure we have the numbers for an updated one. Maybe if you want to see a full one for the next meeting.
I think I would like to see that.
And I'd be okay with, forwarding the, tabling this until we get the updated, actuals.
Okay.
As for the rest of the, proposed budget, I don't believe anything really changed there, right, Tim?
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know they did work hard to, bring down the numbers from previous years. The fire board is, the fire hall and the Firemen's Association, they are, it's a very expensive, feat that they're doing, but they are, trying to keep as close to cost as possible. So I want to thank, Bryce, our chief, for the work he is doing, keeping things as best as possible.
Do we, and you guys might know the answer to this, do you know what kind of timeline their equipment, like their jackets and boots and that kind of stuff last?
And that's actually a good thing to bring up. Right now in the news, there's a new, standard for bunker gear. And that was brought up for at their last meeting too, is where there's the way the chemicals that were used in the previous standard is being changed. We're not directed at this time to actually drop everything as we go, but going forward, they're looking at some of the stuff. So Bryce, he says he likes, I believe it's a 10-year expiry if they're not damaged in one way or form throughout use. So they do cycle through a set of bunker gear every about, I think 5 is what they budget for.
First thing that jumped to my head was 5 years.
5 years, 5 is in many years, and then
If anything happens in between, like you don't know.
Yeah.
If there's something that occurs they'll have to do, but we just went through a huge input into bunker gear and upgrading it and stuff like that. So we should see less of that. The radios are all done now.
radios are done. They got it. They do have a very stable membership right now, so it's not. They do have people coming, people going.
Have that with the volunteer group?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty stable though, right?
Probation guys and new guys, they do get the older gear until they actually prove their worth, and then the hall invests back into it. So, but training is a lot of the existing guys have their training up to speed. So it's there's always more training to do, but it's a nice flowing system that we have now. So.
And then revenues and stuff, when you're asking about revenues, it's always dependent on the year.
number of
and
calls,
what
yeah, for
happens,
sure,
right?
for
You
sure.
Don't know.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So yeah, if we could get a motion to have direct administration to get the actual numbers for 2025 as far as revenue goes?
I can propose to table the this until we get the actual numbers.
In the next meeting.
Yeah.
If that works, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any other comments regarding the? No? Is it all in favor? Okay, Regional Fire Area Committee, request for proposal, rescue truck replacement.
Yeah, so we have a number of equipment in the hall. And due to regulations, we are only allowed to keep certain vehicles and a set amount of years. And we do have a unit that was our fire rescue truck. It's a 2006 unit, so she's 20 years old. And she's about to go out of service. Even the hall itself is noticing that some of the stuff that's going on that truck, it's harder to get replacement parts. So it's definitely getting its use. Luckily enough, we do have a reserve fund built up for these scenarios for most of our pieces of equipment. So the truck that they have tendered right now is in the package. It's been through the chief, and they've looked through a lot of the stats. It comes up pretty close to what we have in our reserve fund.
If I can,
Sure.
just to add to that, I believe when we asked that question in the meeting, what kind of unit it would be, the one that was presented or it was brought to here.
They brought one.
The only thing that would be different is that was a 4-wheel drive and we wouldn't have a 4-wheel.
Yeah, they don't need it for.
Virtually the same unit.
Okay. Okay. They don't give those away, do they?
No.
Unfortunately, there's only three.
Love it if they did. That doesn't happen.
There's only three companies in the world, in North America that they kind of go to, and so there's not a lot of competition on there, and it's the regulation and the needs to build these to what our fire department needs. It's up there. At a last fire board meeting, Councillor Smith from the county, they bring up question like, could we be looking at used vehicles? And that's definitely has always been on the table. The only concern is like if you find some, most of these vehicles, they're not, they're close to the 20 years when they go to used. Most fire departments, they hold on to their piece of equipment. And if you do find something, if it's a 10-year-old unit, it goes back to what we're having issues now is finding the parts to replace the stuff that does go. And it's a whole different, it was built for a whole different haul. So it's tougher that way. And then, yeah, you buy a unit and then you're still halfway there. So versus this getting something that's has full warranty, and we've seen that in the past vehicle that we've had, that warranty does help because it's fixed some of the issues that have been coming up without any expense of our pockets. So that's the value too.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, that rescue is probably one of the most widely used.
Yes, it is.
It's 75% of calls.
Yeah. So then I guess not that it really matters, because if we replace it, we replace it, but who would utilize it then as a used? Because it says that we could sell it.
That was my question as well. If
We hauled some down to the States. I think the last one had gone down to the States or something, wasn't it?
So Ford, because the way the equipment is, like we cannot keep a unit that's our primary unit over a certain set of years. But that if we wanted to get a secondary unit, there's no age requirement on that secondary.
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of
Just like the pumper
there's
then.
a lot of fire halls out there that would love to get a second unit, and this is Alberta regulations. Saskatchewan regulations are different. Down south regulations are different. So there's a lot of municipalities that don't have that requirement. They would love a unit like this because it's not really as beat up as some of the stuff that comes across. So the resale value is there. That would go into just I believe bumping up our next reserve for the next unit that we would need in the next 20 years. So just keeping that cycle, that funding going.
Okay. Okay.
And with that 22-month delivery time, so current unit will still be going that.
Yes, and that's why we're doing it now. There's nothing wrong with the unit as you speak, knock on wood, but we need to get that unit coming just so we can have a good transition.
We're also saving X amount of dollars by
And
that. as
again,
well.
there, in 2027, there's new chassis have different emission regulations, which they're telling us it's going to even be more money. So if we waited, it's going to cost the town
More.
an excess amount of money. So we do have the reserve money. It's going to pretty much cover the cost of this unit. We can get the money kind of like it locked into as best for prices if we can, and it keeps a good continuance for our equipment for our fire.
Well, with that presentation, let's buy two.
Any other questions on that? Oh, it was something that we've been working on for the last couple of years. We've And one thing about the fire department, like the equipment that we have, and it's thankful through the partnership we have with the county of St. Paul, we have good working equipment that's pretty well for us. This is the oldest unit in the fleet. And the members of the fire association, they do appreciate what the equipment they're given, because it's one less worry about when they go to a fire or an emergency where they can, they don't have to worry about their equipment failing them when they need it the most. So.
All right, any other questions or comments? No? Okay, so we do have a request for decision.
Approve.
Okay, so option 1, council approves administration to proceed with the tendering to replace the Elk Point rescue truck. All right. All in favor? That is carried.
Okay. And you guys are lucky you got the very simple tender page. The one that, well, the fire board sees is almost 300 pages for you.
Well, and even when on the pumper was substantially more than,
We can show that if you want to see it. Okay.
Thank you though. All right. Chief Administrative Officer report. You're up, Mayor.
Yeah, I am pretty much new a lot of things to me. Here, the St. Paul Regional Delivery and Waste Management, we are in collaboration with the County of St. Paul for regional delivery of waste management. And I'm just reading from here on January 15, 2026, the consulting company held a workshop in Smoky Lake to review information, and that was received for the study. The CEO and the councillor, Marika, attended, and there will be another workshop to review a final report on April 2nd from 10 to 3 p.m. 10 in the morning to 3 p.m. at Smoky Lake, and Councillor Marika been approved by the council to attend that meeting with CEO. And the bilateral multicultural recreation agreement is time for renew it, and Mayor yourself and Councillor Jason Bruce, Councillor Sean Safrick to be the bilateral multicultural recreation agreement committee. And the town of St. Paul be appointing their council members at the March 23rd regular council meeting. The Summer Village Horseshoe Bay is in the process of appointing committee members. Following the appointment, the town of St. Paul to start process. We are looking for the possibility of having first initial meeting in the week of 1st of April 7th.
We'll probably have to let them know because the 8th to the 10th is also the local to global conference in Vegreville.
Yeah.
So some of us won't be available.
On that 7th?
Well, from the 8th to the 10th, so we'll have to see what they're.
See what dates they come out. I think it has to be pushed back a week. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And Eco Center RPF, the administrator is working with Linda from STEP to develop request for the proposal for qualified tourism operators to operate activities in the Eco Center, which is adjacent to the Iron Horse Trail and in close proximity out to the North Saskatchewan River. This location will be well situated for a tourism operation. Following the staging area design meeting on March 30th, 2026. Administration will be sending RPF in early May 2026. The strategic plan, administration is working for our regional partner, CEOs, to put together RFP to complete a strategic plan for the town of Elk Point, town of St. Paul, county of St. Paul, and summer village of Horseshoe Bay. The RFP will hire one consultant to complete the strategic plan for each community and look regional opportunity between the communities, planning to have RFP in May, June 2026, having strategic planning completed in September, October 2026. As we get closer to the RFP going out, council will be getting information and approve. Elk Point Family Medical Clinic. The Elk Point Family Medical Clinic is opened on Monday, March 2nd, and operating are going well, and they are working out minor issues, freezing and melting of snow and ice. There have been a couple of roof leak within the building, and the owner of the building has ensured that he will take care of those leak issue and once the weather permits. And he's looking for a date for a grand opening in early. We are looking for a date for grand opening in early June 2026. Administration want to ask if there is times in early June will not work for town council.
You have to discuss about that now or later?
Yeah, well, right now, I know for me, it's pretty wide open.
June.
I'm imagining it'll be during the day.
Things,
And assuming a weekday.
I would think a weekday as well, yeah.
When we talked the early week of June, that's always the car show weekend. And maybe that's an option where they can have, because you're gonna have people in town anyway,
Yeah,
just to mull it over.
yeah. But I'm sure we'd also have to be on the same page with the doctors as well, so. Okay,
Father's Day weekend is the only one that would I know of that wouldn't work for me, but.
I just say if you have it on the weekend, then it's not gonna be disruptive to day to day.
mm-hmm.
But again, that's really up with the doctors for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reach out to them, start the process and
Yeah, let's see what their thoughts are and we'll kind of go from there. Okay,
Next, community promotion. Following the community engagement meeting with the member of community groups, there was a huge interest in the to complete more community promotion on the many programs and events offered in the community. Administration has increased the information in the utility bill that go every 2 months on the alternative months, and administration is working on a new bulletin to be placed in the area throughout the community. First edition of the local link will be out May 1st event and programs. Administration also working on a community guide that will go out late August 2026 that feature all the community groups and organizations, future community schedule, program, event, and community in the community. Administration signed with new website provider, and we are working to have the new website operational by June 2026. And the Economic Development Committee of whole meeting. Administration is in the process of setting up Economic Development Committee in the whole meeting in early May 2026. The meeting would be all of the council and organization in the community that play a role in the economic development of in Elk Point. This would include Elk Point Chamber of Commerce, Elk Point Economic Development Committee, STEP, Alberta Hub, community features, and others. This is to understand the role and responsibilities of economic development in Elk Point. Look at challenges and opportunities and economic development in Elk Point.
Perfect. Just the list of our upcoming dates and activities.
Yeah. Yes. Today is the March 23rd first meeting. STEP MDC quarterly meeting, March 27, Iron Horse Trail Elk Point staging design Zoom meeting, March 30th. Monthly regional CAO meeting on April 1st. Regular STEP meeting virtual April 2nd. St. Paul Regional Delivery and Waste Management Study on April 2nd. Good Friday on 3rd, Easter Monday on April 6th. NEGO meeting and Global Rural Economic Development, April 8 to 10 in Vegreville. Program planning meeting, April 13th. Regular council meeting, the following would be April 13th. Waste Commission meeting, April 21st. And regular town meeting, April 27th.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any questions or comments? No? Can I get a motion to accept the CAO report?
Make that motion.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, FCSS.
I can just do FCSS, both things at once here.
As well.
There was some talk, we had a lot of talks. I had literature I meant to bring, but talked about some new programming that's to help people dealing with disabilities and help with that. Go down to so events wise in Elk Point, we're still trying to get the Elk Point Youth Council going. It's been a little bit tough to get buy-in, but I'm hoping that we can get the word out a little bit more. Hoping things like the community connects, things like that will get the word out a little more. Same goes for some of the events. They've been fairly sparsely attended lately, but I think it's one of those things where there's just a lot of things going this time of year, and especially for the younger kids, there's just, parents are running this way and that, but they're continuing some programming. There was a meeting for the seniors awareness. And I, as far as I know, it went well. I wasn't a part of it. And of course, the youth council report tells us the next meeting is March 1st. And so I'm getting some of my information a little bit late to actually be a part of these things. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a little more on top of that and attend some of this. Upcoming. So again, some of this is already over. They mentioned the newcomers event, which won't be till September, most likely. There's a fraud prevention program that would be great for all ages, really. It's also, there's a babysitting program March 30th. And then in the coming months, we have some things in the works. Learners education for Elk Point, keep cooking. Of course, they're open. Let me check my days again.
I seen a poster for the one in Elk Point. I think it's on April 9th. Keep cooking.
Okay, and yeah, so FCSS is open Tuesday, Wednesdays and Thursdays, so repeat from last time that is an additional day that they're open. And they're also doing the Meals on Wheels, need volunteers for that. And grade 9 choices event in Elk Point to be announced. That's about all I got.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay. Did you want to move your report?
I am moving.
All right. All in favor? That's carried. Right. Finances.
Oh, I guess committee reports.
Yep, we're just skipping over finances because hopefully next month we'll have.
Next meeting,
Yeah, okay. Okay. Elk Point and District Chamber of Commerce.
A lot of work going on there.
There is a lot of work going on there. You have anything you want to add, Sean? Presentation?
No, I think anything I would add would be more related to the Economic Development Committee. But it is really encouraging looking at some of the Communities in Bloom things. We've gotten a little more information out there. We had a lot of questions regarding some of the details of, what does this stuff mean, and sent out some clarification. So I've heard some interest in that. And of course, there's plenty of interest in the Committee of the Whole and getting some of the important issues front and center and actually being dealt with. So the other thing is although, we have pretty good membership, it would be great to have some more active people that are, getting involved, making their voices heard. And so I think we're going to probably reach out to some of the businesses that are already members, but ask if they'd like to get, a little more involved.
What would commitment, for anybody considering it, what would the commitment be to be considered, I could say an executive or director or whatever?
Well, taking on a leadership role is one thing, but certainly just attending the meetings, being in the know, making yourself heard and giving that representation so that the other members, those who are following it, know that it's moving forward and that people are committed is a big thing. I think there's that investment factor. So I think the more people who are making themselves counted makes everybody more confident in the whole thing.
And you meet what, monthly?
Yeah, normally.
I think once we have that committee of the whole and we get a little bit of a focused direction and discussion going and stuff like that, I think that may help bring in people as well, where you know where you're going and what you're doing and there's a plan, and that may intertwine with what people are hoping and wanting to see. So hopefully not hope.
Anything else you want to add? No? Okay. Covered FCSS, Allied Arts, that's me. Our loan is paid. Yay, we were so excited. Not a lot to report different from last month. The tickets are now on sale for both the youth dinner theater and the adults. So they're available on the website. What else do I have?
It's all the money.
Build our account would be a nice place to start. It's been, you know what, the Allied Arts has actually taken a real kick since COVID, because when COVID was on, you couldn't have any functions in the hall, but there was bills that needed to be paid. So yeah, we're kind of hoping to grow our funds. And then eventually we would like to beautify the outside of the facility, make it look more of a hall rather than warehouse. So there's plans, don't worry. But I'm just trying to think, what else do I need to? We actually had Doc Holiday, which is a bus line, is thinking about promoting the dinner theater to kind of do like a bus
Oh, nice.
trip sort of thing. So we're waiting to hear there. Caterer's been secured. Yeah, we've got events coming up for April and May with the choir's concert. The Ukrainian Dance Club is having a concert. And eventually we will get that information on the sign along the highway if the water ever decides to leave the ditch. And then, yeah, we were approached for Canada Day to possibly have a pierogi supper, and which we're really hoping to do. And we're also hoping to maybe have like a family. They have jamborees that do a circuit, and we're actually hoping to host one that evening as well, which would be family friendly. But we just have to see if we can get some jamboree people willing to bring their equipment. So, yeah, other than that, I think that's really the only big thing. So that's it. Evergreen.
Well, nothing this month so far. We have that on the first or second? Second? Yes, second. We have the last meeting there with Sonova. So that'd be one, and then we have the following meeting, April on the 17th, so that'll be our couple meetings. So nothing this month until we have the final wrap up of the one in Smoky Lake.
Okay. Just so that everybody's aware, if we put this list together and you don't have a meeting, we can always have it removed. Community Futures.
Community Futures, we had a meeting last Tuesday. And it took a 4-night course there. It was very helpful, very good course. They were, I think 6:30 to 9:30. So there was a lot of information on 4 different courses there. Community Futures, which is funded by West, the federal government. They renewed the contract for only 1 year. It always comes in a 5-year term. And this year they're going through some changes, and that rather than implementing up 5 years, they only approved it for 1 year. And then in a year, they'll have it revamped to renegotiate for 5 years. That's about it.
Okay, Step.
I reported on at the beginning or on the last meeting and stuff like that, if anybody had any further questions.
Okay. Lakeland DMO.
So we had our meeting. For the project managers report, they talked about, they had a consultant stakeholder meeting coming in May. They haven't given us all the details yet, but they've switched consultants. There was some questions of whether the consultant they had actually had the certification to do some of the stuff they had to do. They were talking about Lakeland Open Farm Days. They have reps for many places to visit, Edmonton Boat and Sportsman Show. So there's a bunch of different people who are attending for that. And they're collaborating so that they can offer some better prizes and things like that to build up more interest in that. They've hired someone for a 6-month contract to help advertise Lakeland Open Farm Days, to bring more farms, more businesses, more sponsors on board for that. And we approved that 6-month contract. They're consolidating using some new programming and software to kind of bring themselves into the future, or the present at least, for consolidating addresses and getting rid of unused information so that things flow a little better and things aren't doubling up. And that's gonna have a few different effects. So it's gonna bring in a few different offerings. So in 26, they're trying to offer some new, basically, perks for members and sponsors and whatnot. And a lot of that is still kind of in the flux. So more information to come.
Okay. Regional Fire Area Committee, do we have anything to?
Yeah, well, there's, me and Tim attended the one on March 5th. We went through obviously the fire truck rescue replacement, and as well as a little bit on the budget. They did fix the water damage that they had in the hall, water leak damage. So they're looking now to address why the leak happened, fixing some gutter systems, so that's good. Went through the membership list. It's a good, healthy hall. The chief is very happy with what they're doing. Brought up the conversation again about having a local training yard. We had, it's been touched previous years, because they do have something set up at our local landfill, transfer station here. It needs grooming to be able to have and gravel, be able to bring their trucks into. And so we're touching base with the county to kind of maybe bring that project up there too. So they have something local where they can do some training that's safe and out of the way of the public. So
Is trying to find some place that less, we'd have to do less maintenance to try to build up and to utilize more frequently and better. So right now we're looking at different avenues and different places, I guess, right now. The option is out there, so.
Because having some of the training right beside the hall it's not really foreseeable, especially if there's being like a fire training. So they're looking at that. They have their annual Good Friday pancake mixture at 8:30 to 11. That's coming up here next Friday. So everybody in the community with the families more than welcome to come down and have some free pancake breakfast. Anything else on to that thing? I think that's pretty much the busy season's coming up here within the next 2 months here with brush season. So we do have snow in the out there. We're hoping it's going to be a very quiet, but you never know. So it's they're prepping for the worst case scenario. So.
Perfect. Monday mayor meetups. Well, had a couple since the last meeting. Sometimes they're a little quiet, but I have had some people come in, and topic of conversation this time was, of course, a little bit of snow and rough streets, but you know, I've had compliments on how well the town has done with snow removal, and then there's always some that are not necessarily as happy, but bear with us. They are trying to get around, and I see they were digging up Main Street today because of another issue. So they will get to the streets. It'd be nice if Mother Nature would just take care of it all, but be patient with them. And then I also had somebody else bring up unsightly yards. So I'm sure as spring gets closer, that's going to become another topic of conversation. So, but yeah, other than that, it's been a little bit quiet. So, riding arena.
Yeah, I know I've been a proponent of it, of trying to find a way to be more a part of the Ag Society and the riding arena. We do a lot with the hockey arena. We do a lot with everything. And the riding arena reached out to me and said, hey, would you sit with one of our committees and be a part of what's going on? More so to do with the Bronx and honky tonks evening. And I said yes. So I don't know who sits on the ag board, or if there was, or maybe it is me, but
I don't think we have any.
Once upon a time, there was a spot, but then with the group at the time, my understanding is they didn't want to really have the town involvement. It was just a whole different group.
Mhm.
Now I think it's really a great opportunity if we have a new fresh group with that arena that they want to actually reach out and have some conversations. So I really applaud their initiative for sure. So.
Yeah, and I said the same. I said, I'm willing to bring stuff to the town and act as a mediator between the two if there's things that they ask. They said, yes, we do have some stuff where they'd like to partner with us on, one of them being
Bleachers.
the bleachers, yes. That would suit them for a lot of their events and then for us for Canada Day and stuff. So trying to work through that right now, but there's a few things that they'd like to do and they've acknowledged the Canada Day opportunity. So there's more that might be rolling through there. So I think the more the conversations and stuff, the better it's going to be. And once again, it just brings the community a little bit tighter. So looking forward to sitting with them a little bit more, and I'll bring back whatever I can to the council with what's been happening.
Okay,
Do we have to make that official?
I was just gonna say, do we need to make that as an official?
Yeah, sure, we do for committee, for that, we can do a motion to, appoint him to the AG Society, Egg Society Committee.
Okay,
I'll leave that to council to decide as far as that goes, but I am part of their,
I think it's great, yeah.
okay, then let's get a motion to approve the committee minutes and reports.
I can make that motion.
One favor? Carried. And then you'll get a motion to approve him to sit on the Egg Society.
make that motion.
Do we need to specify the writing?
I would.
I'd say the writing.
Society. That motion. Does anybody have any other comments regarding? No? Okay, all in favor? Is carried. Great, correspondence and information. Everybody's seen that the ambulance service the agreement is expiring. So they'll be working on hopefully renewing that. And then just an invitation to Alberta Community Crime Prevention Association down in Calgary, which I politely declined. So I get a motion to accept
I'm gonna make that motion.
him, or receive his information. All right, acknowledgements and concerns from mayor and councillors. Young minds meet local government. I was asked, administration and Daryl and I were asked to attend the grade 3 social class last week. They're learning about government, so they wanted to hear about elections and how people can be involved and who gets to vote and what. So we were expecting to be there. Daryl was unable to attend that day, so Morgan came with me. We were expecting to be there an hour, so we're talking away and all of a sudden 40 minutes, oh, it's almost time for recess. Oh, okay, we're done. So, but all the kids were very polite and they asked some good questions and they were very engaging, which was really nice. So some of them said, oh my goodness, I think I'd like to do this. And then after that, they all, one class at a time, they came down for a tour of the office and chambers and everything. And again, asked some more questions, took some pictures, and then Morgan had given them each a pin and a town. They had a choice of a couple items for all the students and a little gift for the teachers as well. So it was really good. It was a okay day for a walk too, because some of those aren't always nice. So we don't need a motion.
Well, we approved a motion last time, so we
Okay.
might as well do it on this time.
Okay. All right. So can we just get a motion to receive his information?
I can make that motion.
Jason, thank you. All in favor? Is carried.
Did we vote on the correspondence? I know we made a motion, but did we vote?
You mean, did we,
You mean vote on?
We're all in favor?
Did we do it all in favor? Do we need to do another one just in case? I don't know. All in favor?
I thought we did.
I didn't think.
I don't remember either.
So this,
Yes,
yeah,
we will covered it.
yeah.
That is carried.
Now we're gonna have a double carry, which is a negative.
Okay, all right, and timesheets we've submitted, so that will be on our next one, so. All right, with that, can I get a motion to go into closed session, please?
Thanks.
Jason? At
7:35.
all in favor? That is carried. All right, thank you for your patience. We have a few motions to go through. At 8:15, Jason made a motion to come out of closed session. And closed session A item, Elk Point Medical Clinic regarding the lease. Can we get a motion to receive as information?
I can make that motion.
Tim? All in favor? It's carried. Town of Elk Point power capacity. We'll also receive as information. Can we get a motion to Wayne? All in favor? It's also carried. And regarding personnel,
I make the motion to go with alternative 3 of the 5 we were given.
okay? All in favor? It is carried. Meeting adjourned at 8:08.